is going to be back as a medal sport. And it was 92 that it became an official sport in the Olympics. And our next inductee was one of 3 players from Kansas schools who played on the 92 Olympic team. Darren Dryford and Chris Renner from Wichita State are both in this Hall of Fame. The first consensus All-American in K-State history, Kansas Baseball Hall of Fame, is proud to induct Craig Wilson.
Before I start, I want to point out one thing. I wish I would have heard Don's speech 20 years ago, because I don't think I've ever forgiven an umpire. I think I can. Based on that story. So, starting off, I want to thank the Kansas Baseball Hall of Fame for this induction. Great honor. Give them a round of applause. As many of the speakers said before me, a lot has to do with all the people that are involved, the support of your family, friends, coaches, everything from little leagues to the big leagues, teachers, coaches. Everybody plays a small part in, as you learn and grow up and part of your baseball career. But there are a few people that I wanted to point out specifically that were really an integral part of my career. Mike Clark, Kansas State, former Kansas State baseball coach, had a fundraising house. If anybody wants to write a check on me out, I'm sure we'll take it. Thank you for giving me the opportunity to be a Wildcat. I've played over 250 games in my career. You couldn't ask for a better guy to represent K-State than Coach Clark. So, Phil Morgan, assistant coach at K-State, for constantly harping on the fundamentals, making me do it right every day. Frank Myers Field was not the safest place to be an infielder. Some of the guys from Wichita State would attest to that, I'm sure. But doing it right every day made me a lot better infielder than what I would have been. David Chad, another former inductee, for teaching me energy and toughness every day. Not to give in on any at bat, every pitch, make the pitcher work and really work to get you out. Ron Polk, there was an injury right before the 1991 Pan American tryouts, and there was an injury, and Coach Polk gave me a call and asked me, former coach at Mississippi State, and asked me if I would be willing to come and try out for the Pan American team. Of course, I was going to play summer ball in Alaska, and I said, absolutely, I'll come and try out. And I went there and did very well, and ended up leading the team and hitting that year, which allowed me to play on the 1992 Olympic team as well. So, much appreciation to him. Marty Wooliver, who was a scout for the White Sox at the time, big thank you to him. He took a chance on a senior that lacked speed, and I spent 8 years with the White Sox organization. I really believe that they're truly a first-class organization. My K-State teammates for believing in me and keeping me humble along the way. These guys will rag you to death. They keep you very, very humble. We're still very, very close today. We have lunch all the time. We tell them embellished stories of their old age. And we haven't quite won a national championship yet, but I feel like one's coming within the next 10 years. So I'm looking forward to that. My parents, just complete support, like you said, like Derek said, driving you all over town, paying for equipment, just teaching you right from wrong. That's the most important thing. So I really appreciate that from them. My grandparents for driving from Chicago to every Big 8 weekend series possible. Not only were they there for support, but they were also there as clubhouse duties. Grandma would wash my uniform and make sure I had a clean uniform the next day, and my grandpa would give me a good meal, so I was able to play well the next day. So times were a lot different back then, but some of the facilities that they have now, training tables and things, was a little bit of survival of the fittest, so they helped me survive. To my beautiful wife, Susan, we met at K-State my senior year. We celebrated our 25th wedding anniversary last year. She's been there the whole way. I believe success is much more enjoyable when you have somebody to share it with, so I appreciate her being by my side the whole time. My son Chase, he was born a little bit later in my career. Really certainly made the end of my career a lot more enjoyable. You know, I enjoyed having him come into the clubhouse and take batting practice and different things like that. He didn't care if I went 0 for 4 or if we won or lost. He just wanted to hang out with Dad at the end of the day. To all of the inductees, I say congratulations. I'm honored to be a part of this honor with you. To the '89 Shocker team, I remember the beatdown you gave us that year like it was yesterday. Not sure if our pitchers have ever recovered from that yet. But there was one thing that I took away from that, even though we got destroyed. There was one thing I took away from it. I really realized, I was a freshman at the time, and moving forward, I really understood what a great player, what a great college team looked like. And I tried to strive for that each and every day after that beatdown. So for that, I thank you. Thank you for coming, everyone. Appreciate it.
Greg has some stories that he's not sharing. So he was a teammate of Michael Jordan's in the Arizona Fall League, and you and he used to yak it up, right?
A little bit.
Yeah.
I've seen video of us playing basketball.
Is that right? You played basketball with Jordan. Wow. Okay. All right. So the Kansas Baseball Hall of Fame, one of the things that we try to do is, look back at our history, and for those old timers especially who have been overlooked, we try to unearth those. So this year we're going to induct 2 pitchers. One was a teammate of Babe Ruth, and one was a teammate of Ty Cobb. Carl Mays pitched in Mulvane and would throw the most infamous pitch in baseball history, and Ed Willett, who had strong ties to Caldwell and Wellington. Since they can't speak for themselves, we turn to our resident historian and author, Bob Reeves.
Well, it's unusual to induct 2 veterans at the same time, but they do have.
Hold it up like this, Bob. Yeah. Let's go to Plan B. How about this one?
That looks good. Thank you. Well, it is unusual that we induct 2 veterans at the same time, but they do have a lot in common. And one, they were both from Sumner County. They were both outstanding pitchers. They won over 300 big league games between them. They both pitched inside. And in fact, one of them is close to a record holder for hitters who had been hit. They both were outstanding hitters themselves. So these things all fit together to make them worthy of the Hall of Fame. The one who hit the most batters, his name was Ed Willett. He was called Farmer because in the off season he did farm in the areas of Caldwell and Wellington, but he won 102 games in spite of being at the top of hit batsmen in 7 of the 9 years he was in the big leagues. In fact, he led the American League one year and basically hit a batter every other game in doing that. But he also was used as a pinch hitter. He once hit 2 home runs in the same game, so he had some authority with the bat as well as getting the ball past the batter. Unfortunately, he had some sadness in his life. He was married twice to the same lady, divorced twice, they had no children, and he was found alone in his hotel room, dead at age 50. We can honor him, however, today by this admission to the Hall of Fame. The other one was better known. There are 3 pitchers in history who have won 207 major league games: Bob Lemon, Hal Newhouser, and Carl Mays. Lemon and Newhouser are in the Hall of Fame, and Mays is not, and probably and definitely will not be. But there were 2 reasons. One is that nobody liked him. He apparently had a very surly personality and managed to offend almost everyone he ever met, including his managers when he was pitching. They almost was forced to let him pitch because he was so good. He won 207 major league games, and in spite of that, is being ignored very often. His biographers usually say his bad personality may have been the result of the fact that his father died when he was only 12 and with his widowed mother lived in poverty from that time on. And he in fact dropped out of Mulvane High School after his sophomore year and went on ultimately to get into professional baseball at that time. But strangely, he also was very religious and would not pitch on Sunday. When he did pitch, he did it very well. He once pitched both ends of a doubleheader against the Athletics. He gave up 1 run and it was 18 innings, so he was capable of very great things. He was a submarine, he was called Sud, but he was the one who threw the pitch that killed Cleveland infielder Ray Chapman. Mays always insisted it was an accident, that Chapman leaned into the pitch while trying to bunt, but it didn't matter. Part of the problem was that Chapman was as popular as Mays was unpopular. Therefore, he had a big following among his fellow players, and beyond that, he was engaged to the daughter of the Cleveland newspaper owner, and that put him in a level of society where baseball players at that time rarely went, and it added fuel to the firestorm that followed his killing Ray Chapman. But there's a further irony to the story. After he retired as a pitcher, he went to work as a scout for Cleveland. He went on to scout for a couple of other teams. But Kansas has produced a great many outstanding pitchers, but Willett and Mays certainly shine among them.